partner, man.
Tag team back again. That's how we do it.
That's right. That's right. So, hey, man, how's your weekend, dude?
It was good. It was really good. Just chilled out a little bit, hung out, and you know what? Feeling energized for the new week. It is the week of spring break, but there is no break from Pre-Venge of the Nerds, sir. Let's do a quickie.
Nice, man. Well, you know what? Let's hit that music. Welcome to the Fandemic Quickie. This is a podcast about nerding out on a specific topic in about 30 minutes or so with people I may or may not know, and Level Up are awesome. I wrote the book on Leveling Up Your Awesome. Odds is currently on sale on Amazon, along with my other kid's book, Stuffed Animal Night Force versus the Dream Invaders. I'm the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley Butin, and today I need someone who needs no introduction. However, he is the unverified twin of Shamar Moore in the nipples. Is it nipples or nipple?
I like nipples with an S on
Okay,
it.
nipples. The unverified twin of Dave Bautista in the head wrinkles. And yes, the unverified twin of Dwayne The Rock Johnson in the eyebrows. You know it.
I feel like The Rock and I is pretty much verified at this point. I really feel like The Rock and I are pretty much the same person.
Sent it in. Sent the pictures in to be
Absolutely, because
yeah.
if you smell them cooking, sir.
Right. I got you, buddy. I have. You know what, dude? I think I'm gonna start sending some comics in to get graded. I need to look to see how much that costs per comic and stuff, because I got a bunch of them that I've read once and they're worth
some cash, yeah,
$300. So
yeah,
might as well get it official, right?
Hey. But since with that very broken introduction, my name is Brian S. Dennis. The S stands for Fireflies.
Yes, what are we talking about today, if that's not a little giveaway?
Oh man, we're talking about the other This Is the Way. We're talking about the other two walking the planet in a post-apocalyptic world. You know what? It is not The Walking Dead. It's The Walking Infected. We're talking about The Last of Us.
Yes, and I figure we will also talk a little bit about Mines of Mandalore, because I still have to pick your brain about that.
Yes.
So we'll kind of do it all. You know what? Let's go real quick into the Mines of Mandalore. That is episode 3, season 3 of
The Mandalorian, or as I now call it, Bo-Katan is my boo. So yes. This is the way. This is the way. By the way, doesn't it makes you? They always make it sound like whether it's the X-wing, the speeders, whatever, like the flying vehicles, the apparati in the Star Wars universe. I always thought like you got to have all these great skills to do them. Grogu is kind of just like, you know what? Hey, I got this.
Yeah.
You know, like, now I know the Force is strong in the young green one, but still, he was kind of like, I got this. I got this. So I'm just curious, is it really that hard? Because, hey, look, if young Anakin can fly one, how hard can it really be?
I mean, this is definitely true, man, and I definitely agree. And with with the newest episode of Mandalorian, dude, like, it was awesome.
It was.
I mean, probably one of the best. Probably, I bet you easily at least top 3 episodes of the show.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe Luke Skywalker introduction and Ahsoka might be.
Yeah, those two, because again, there's especially with Luke, right? And that was such a jaw drop. Like, no, they didn't. Like that was that moment. And you like with Ahsoka, you know, and that it those two really connect with so much of the other things in the Star Wars universe and canon, and it really shows really the enmeshment of this. Because even with the very first episode of The Mandalorian, when we met everybody was calling Baby Yoda, and again, you still call him Baby Yoda. Stop it. The child, and eventually I learned his name was Grogu. You know, the Empire of the Jedi has kind of always been around.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian more as well with Book of Boba Fett, but to see them really jump into it with those two characters specifically was really intense. But this one may have been my personal favorite just because we got really a lot of Grogu. Like we got to see a lot of his personality, and you saw him force flex a little bit. And you know, again, more Bo Katan, the merrier for me,
dude.
Just that, and we did answer the question. Where did they put the droid? He was rising the back, even if Mando's not there. Hey, just switch in the back, dude. Yeah. So it was a great episode. We got to again see Mandalore. We got to get more into really the end through her kind of monologuing. We got to learn more about their history, and again, I just love the fact that they talk about the living waters. I mean, just the descriptions of everything. This is really cool. So you know, and now whenever I'm lost, I don't even say I'm lost. I just go, "This is not the way."
That's fair.
This is not the way. Yes,
man. I tell you what, dude. Like, I know. I think you and I even talked about this about how Bo-Katan is supposed to be the bad guy in season 3.
Right.
But,
right.
You know, I don't know if I think that anymore.
No, at this point, no. I mean, you never know what happens in the next episode, but she's showing herself to be really empathetic. That, I mean, she was a princess, a royal, for lack of a better term. She broke with the way, you know, she even talked about she took up the helmet. She took up the creed because it was just a good look more than anything else.
Yeah.
You know, she got the training so she can fight like a Mandalorian, but she never really picked up the Mandalorian philosophy, which juxtapose that versus Mando, who is so hardcore, you know. And again, he took the helmet off with such pain, last season, and he just wants to be forgiven for breaking with the creed because he chose to take his helmet. It wasn't taken from him. To see just those differences, and when he gets to go into the living waters to become cleansed so he can get his honor back, she just doesn't get it. She just doesn't get, like, what's the big deal? You're Mando. Like, you know, we're which is maybe building is the idea of that we're the leaders, you know, we're the fighters, you know, you've got the dark saber, all this is us. You know, why are you letting basically a lot of long dead stuck ups tell you how you're gonna live?
Yeah, man. And another thing, I have a theory. I think that the armor is gonna be the bad guy.
Thank you, my dude. I was thinking that something's up there. Yeah.
Right. After this last episode, I mean, I think that he's going to find out that the creed that he's been following, the way that he's been following,
maybe not the true Mandalorian
is not the true Mandalorian way.
Yeah,
I think the armor and the other Mandalorians are going to, you know, they're going to be in a fight. You know,
they can turn. Yeah, the really with no one but Grogu and Boca, which would make perfect sense. Which would make perfect sense.
And bring Sasha Banks back, please.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah. What if the armor through the battle, the helm falls off the armor, and we realize the armor is really Dolores Umbridge from Harry Potter? That's my fan fiction. Because if you want a true heel, you want to be that people can't stand. It's either got to be Dolores Umbridge or Stephanie McMahon. It's got to be one of those two.
That's fair. That's definitely fair, man.
If you want people to boo,
I mean, and especially
Grogu. I'm not Grogu, or our favorite Jar Jar. Maybe it's Jar Jar.
You know, also bringing back the whole Mythosaur thing, man. I did not think that was going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, there were just all the little gems throughout the entirety of the episode. And I mean, how often is it that you see Mando ask for help? That to me was like when he tells it, and I love the way they shot it, where you know the ship gets there, she's ready to have it out with Mando, She walks up, and when she gets there, and because Grogu's so small, it first looks like it's not even piloted, and then there he is, and her response is, "What happened to him?"
Yeah,
like I can kill him. No one else better do it.
Right, that's the vibe I got.
We got to get going. Yeah.
I was like, man, okay. She went from wanting to kill him to saving him, and now actually helping him.
Yes.
Which I like that. I really like the dynamic between both.
They have really good chemistry.
And the main.
They have really.
Did you know that one of the actors that actually portrays the Mando?
Yeah.
Is John Wayne's grandson.
This is the face of. For real?
For real.
That might have won the episode, man.
Dude,
that legit might have won the episode. That is awesome. Yeah. So is he one of the stunt doubles, or where's the suit? Just because I obviously I know there are a lot of scenes that he's not in the suit.
Yeah.
Because I think this looks like it's heavy. But yeah. So is he more from a stunt perspective? Is he just wearing a suit? Does he do some of the acting? Like give me the rundown of Wayne's kid.
Yeah, yes, he's one of the stunt people who wears the suits for the action scenes and stuff like that. But I mean, those action scenes, I mean, those people are in the suit more than Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. And by the way, I would have loved to have been in that pitch meeting. Okay, first off, Jon Favreau is great mythos. He's an excellent writer. But if I look like Pedro Pascal and you go, hey, we're going to have you do a show where 99% of the time your face is covered up. No.
And we're going to pay you a crap ton of money.
But do you see this?
Right.
Do you see this? No one wants this covered up.
It's true.
No one wants this covered up. Dude, when the mountain kills him in Game of Thrones, he still is better looking than me.
I mean,
I'm like, you got smashed, and you're still better looking than me, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, it is Pedro Pascal. I mean, the dude is just.
I mean, let's be real when we talk about the bridge to the other show. He walks around a post-apocalyptic world where he's lost his daughter. He's estranged from his brother. Every person he's ever really known and loved is dead, and he still looks better than me.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, he may be more Aragorn than Aragorn. just the wind with his hair and
I want to see him do the door. I want to see him walk in the door, do the
the double oaken door.
Yeah. It needs to happen.
Yeah,
I hope we get that in an episode. Actually, we've gotten that in an episode of Mandalorian, the very first episode.
Right. Yes. There it is. There's the mic drop, sir. So I gotta ask you, so let's run through it real quick. I love the idea of the death battles. If you're facing down, the infected or a troop of stormtroopers or whatever, if you name me your second comic again, sir. Name your second book.
Stuffed Animal Night Force versus the Dream Invaders.
So you're facing down the Dream Invaders. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want Bella with you or Grogu with you?
Oh, Grogu.
See, I kind of want Bella.
I mean, things might be more interesting with
Ellie. I know.
I got you there. But Grogu's got the Force.
Yeah, but I feel like Grogu's trying to make friends.
Well, that's true.
Ellie's just shutting it down. Shutting it down. Like, at that point, I would feel bad for what's about to happen.
Yeah.
To the Dream Invaders. Like, I would try and warn them. Just go.
That's fair.
Just go.
That's fair.
Just go, because she's about to bring the pain. You're about to catch these hands. Yes. Yeah. So it's about to go down. Little Miss Mormont, she's bringing the fire. Absolutely. They are bringing the fire. So,
yes.
Which, real quick, did you catch the real quick? At least for me, I thought it was significant where Joel points out that Ellie is not as girly as his daughter. And she then quickly claps back, and he goes, "It's not to say you're not girly," to which she goes, "But I'm not." Yeah. And that real quick moment, as well as the 2 episodes ago now, when it shows how she was infected, talk about and we've now jumped over to The Last of Us.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to keep track of what show we're talking about, just to level set with The Last of Us, again, the whole point of this is the world has fallen. Again, we've had the apocalypse. Instead of it being zombies, we now have a fungus that takes over our bodies, that can be transmitted through any type of bite. There's no cure, and and Ellie is the one human that has shown to have some immunity to it. We find out in this episode why, because in the game, I don't think they ever define it.
No.
And then, but 2 episodes ago, you got to see her and her best friend really have that moment, and we also got to see kind of that first true young love that occurred. And it was, and talk about ocular perspiration, man. This show, week after week, because again, I don't know what you're expecting, but here's what I was expecting. Having played the game, having been a fan of Dawn of the Dead, of The Walking Dead, Black Summer, all these hardcore zombie post-apocalypse, World War Z, all these things. I didn't think pretty much week in, week out, this would be the show that hit me in my feelings. And it does every single week.
Ocular perspiration, man.
Ocular perspiration, my friend.
So did you catch Ashley Johnson?
Yes, who is the voice of Ellie from the game.
Yes. Well,
Cameron's little sister. Captain America saves her in the battle for New York. That Ashley Johnson, absolutely.
Yeah. And you know what else she's in? That's something that we both adore.
Help me.
She's part of Vox Machina.
Yes, who does she voice?
She's the
Is it Sprite?
The Sprite, yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to say the Holy One, the leader of the light, or gosh, what is her name? I can't think of it now. But yeah, she's part of the Critical Role team.
Sure. 1 sec, bud. So, with Ashley Johnson, and you talked about that, I have another kind of real quick one because I didn't realize this. So, like me, I'm assuming you're a fan of the show The Burbs, or the movie The Burbs.
Oh yeah, loved it.
And I wound up watching Inner Space the other day, another one of my favorites.
Inner Space?
Yes.
Like the 1980s?
Yeah.
Great movie. Oh,
so Wendy Shaw, who is in both Inner Space and The Burbs, she actually voices Francine on American Dad. The wife. She voices Francine on American Dad. I was just like, knowing that Scott Grimes voices the kid, and we know Seth MacFarlane, but hearing that it was, I don't know why, but that was like my mind-blowing like moment of, I want to be a voice actor so bad. Right. I do. I want to be like, like if someone had like a pet anteater, and for just no reason, I would just be hanging out. Like that would be who I would voice. Absolutely.
You know what? I think we should create something that way we can get our voice acting chops.
Get our chops on.
We'll just create a podcast.
Anything unless we come to working PJs, I'm down with.
Right.
So, yeah. And by the way, going back to The Last of Us, how awesome was that giraffe scene?
Dude, I mean, I knew that.
Yeah,
they
that's
had
one
to
of the
they had to get it in there. They had to get that.
I mean, that's one of the ones almost shot for shot from the game.
Yeah,
but it was still just awesome. And I now want to go feed a giraffe. Not gonna lie.
Right, man.
Not gonna lie.
It was pretty awesome, dude. That was bad. That was badass, man. So in the finale, they follow pretty close to the game. I mean, where they take her, he finds out that she was gonna be taken. It felt like.
And actually shot that Joel, not to get ahead of you, actually shot that rescue scene that Joel does pretty much like a video game.
Yeah.
That was done pretty much like a video game. It's what Doom tried to do. and failed miserably with my unverified twin in the eyebrows, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and your boy Carl Urban. So, by the way, how do you take an action movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Carl Urban, and it's just bad? It's just
talent
bad. It's just. But then again, I like everything about Priest except for Carl Urban. So it's just. You know, here's the deal. You know what it is? Anything where he doesn't have his accent, he loses me.
Except for one thing.
What's up?
Judge Dredd.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Oh, and one other thing.
All right.
Star Trek.
Stop it. It's the grimace. like I always wondered, like, did McCoy have a broken jaw? He like, I'm not he like, okay, I understand with Bones. By the way, I swear for that role, he lost all muscle mass. He was so small as young Dr. McCoy. Man. But everything he says, and he's trying to do that Bones grimace thing. I get that, but it's just I'm like, do you need some like Metamucil? Like, what's bruh, for real? I'm like, are we back? Like, did you have nothing but like old cheese? Like, what's happening here, man? All right. By the way, that may be the episode title. What have you been eating? Old cheese.
Old cheese.
Yes. By the way, that may be our next T-shirt. Prevenge of the Nerds. We are anti old cheese. Yes, sir. All right.
Oh, man.
Anyway, back to The Last of Us.
So what did you think of The Last of Us episode?
The last one or the full series?
The season finale.
The finale. It was done the way it should have been. I love that scene of what you thought. I love the scene of, number one, she is fully his daughter.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
fully his daughter,
and he embraces it too. I mean, like,
the first that's time. The whole thing. I mean, that when he wakes up without Ellie, and they would not let him see her. And Marlene had a good point. She goes, "I was there when she wasn't quiet there when she was close, but basically her mom was my best friend. I raised her. I sent her to Fedra. I gave her to you." Which also I get, part of me also goes, this is me parsing. The whole reason they gave her to Joel was for him to get her to that hospital to which they got there first. So maybe had they just kind of like, why didn't they ride the Eagles? Wait, why you couldn't just, okay, anyway, all right, but we would have had all the adventures and all that. Okay, but with that being said, his just held, and we got to see why people who have known Joel post the fall, post the outbreak, are really afraid of him, because he has no compulsions about killing. I mean, the scene with the doctor is the best example of that.
Yeah.
Where he just goes, I'm not going to let you take it. And he didn't have any pause with the shooting the guy in the forehead.
Yeah.
When it comes to shooting Marlene, again, thank you for putting there will be spoilers. He didn't slow down. And this is one that he probably kind of sort of thought was a friend. He knows what she means to Ellie, and didn't stop. So that was fantastic. And I love the way that as he's talking about his relationship with Sarah, and they did it by the way, because most of the later part, there's no music. It's actually fairly quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the dialogue between Joel and Ellie, that you're almost waiting for something to happen. Like you're almost waiting for her to grab his gun, or for someone to come out of like the bushes, or for Joel to reveal he's got hurt, something. And it was just, he does, and for those of you that are not parents, you may disagree with this, but what he does what almost any parent would do when asked a really tough question that you don't feel your kid is ready to hear the answer to. He lied.
Mm-hmm.
He gave her the truth he felt she needed from that moment forward. And that may be the most parental thing that he did. Which just for me, like if that's the way we end the season, that's a good way to end the season.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. And I don't know how steep in the lore you get, but it's that lie that causes a rift between the two in between the games. Because there's a big time jump in between the games. So I mean, now for season 2, because they did say it's going to happen, but it's going to be a little while. I think it's like in 2025. I think.
Sure.
I think it's what they said, but
again, I believe that both again Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, they are also in high demand. So this is the only thing that they do, and it's an expansive show, lots of special effects, all that. Which again, this is also what you get with a high quality HBO show that having to be a year and a half to 2 years between seasons is not unheard of.
Yeah,
those of us that are fans of the Sopranos, of Game of Thrones, of The Wire, that Oz, that is not uncommon. So my one concern with that though is depending on how big of a time jump they do with the game, Bella Ramsey I think is 14, 15 years old. There's gonna be some she's gonna grow.
She's 19.
Is she really?
Yeah, Bella Ramsey's 19 years old.
You're kidding me. I believe you, but
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
She plays younger so well.
Yeah, there's some pictures of there. They're like, okay, I see you're 19, but she's got that face and that and that build.
That's some Saved by the Bell-ish right there. Like when they're told you're in high school and they're really 48 years old. You know, 90210. I think Gabrielle Gutierrez was the grandmother. Like it's like, come on, stop it. By the way, did you know, Bradley, The Cosby Show? Did you know that there are only 4 years between Felicia Rashad and the actress who plays Sandra in The Cosby Show? I believe there's only like 4 years difference in their age. She was not old enough to be her mother. I was like, wow.
That's crazy.
Yes. So and Ralph Macchio was in his late 20s. Most people know this when Karate Kid came out. And you see, he looks no different now with Cobra Kai.
Right. He's got the Paul Rudd genes.
He does the Paul Rudd, Casey Kasem. I just want to know who they sold their soul to.
I don't know. Dormammu. I mean, we got.
Maybe it's that's what I wanted in Quantum. I have yet to see Ant-Man. I gotta get that scene, but I really want in the Quantum verse. I really want a little bitty Dormammu, like
dude, that would be so cool.
Like mini Dormammu, who all he can do is slow you down from aging. Like he just walks around, or maybe
he's in a pill form. Dormammu's in a pill form.
Yeah, or itty bitty.
And MODOK is holding on to him.
Dude,
and dude, Marvel, we're available. We could fix DC. We could fix you up, dude. MODOK, man. You've seen Ant-Man, right?
Yeah. Okay. No. Have not. I need to catch it. Yeah. But the only thing with MODOK is give me Patton Oswalt. I mean, give me a serious MODOK, but that's still the voice. I would never hear anyone else's MODOK other than Patton Oswalt.
I will say you will change your mind after you see Ant-Man.
Okay. See now I'm extra excited. See.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
So this is my favorite MODOK.
This is your favorite MODOK. Okay.
This is my favorite MODOK, and it came back at the perfect time with it's done well. I mean, like, because MODOK is a parody. I mean, let's be real. I mean, like it's done very, very well. I love MODOK in Ant-Man and the Wasp in Quantumania. It's
first off, that's when you introduce that character, it's got to be in an Ant-Man vehicle because Ant-Man is more and it's very interesting how that's come about. Ant-Man is much more of an every person hero than even Spider-Man. That had always been Spider-Man's shtick. Neighborhood Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, man.
And Ant-Man is more relatable to me than Spider-Man is. Because what dude's first girlfriend is Zendaya?
I mean, yeah, exactly, man. And heck, aren't they engaged now or something?
I think so, or something. I'm just like,
And Tom Holland, you're doing something good. You're Nathan Drake. You're
And again, he's one of these people that sounds more legit in their real voice. I'm done. I just, you know what? At least Carl Urban loses some swag when he loses the accent. You can't be cool accent and no accent. Like you got Idris Elba, same deal. Accent, no accent, incredibly cool. I have a problem with that. Benedict Cumberbatch, accent, no accent, incredibly cool. I have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem with that. You at least have to give me a Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like, accent or no accent, we don't understand what you're saying. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Jean-Claude just does the butterfly kick, and you're like, okay, all right, dude. Like, put down the Coke.
That to me, though, is okay. First off, it looks really cool, but for real, if there was a choice between losing the fight and having to do that one particular move, Mate, I'm tapping out. I'm giving up. No, I'm not doing that.
Especially when all you have to do is step into it.
Right?
You step into it, and they are on the ground.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, I watched Bloodsport this morning, coincidentally. There are a couple fights I'm like, dude, if you just would have just leaned in with the forehead, you've won. You've won the fight.
Yeah, but dude,
won the fight.
Bloodsport's such a great movie. I mean,
a very young Forrest Whitaker. Very good movie.
Yeah, it's a bad movie, but it's a great movie.
I have been singing the Bloodsport theme song all day. And with the whole head, like not in the Roxbury thing. Cool,
right?
Cool, and that's this.
And you got Ogre doing the Nintendo karate game.
Yeah.
In the arcade, and Van Damme like kicks his butt, even though this takes place in the 70s, and
it's supposed to take place in the 70s, but there's so many anachronisms in that movie. It's like, wait a minute, no one's wearing shoulder pads. You're wearing like the 1980s blazer, bruh, like no one's got big hair, all that. And I love the fact that in the middle of Bloodsport, we've totally lost ourselves now. In the middle of Bloodsport, when the two agents go to find him, they basically have a Mentos commercial. Like he's running through the city, and like he jumps on the one car, then he leans and waits for him to catch up. Like why would at the beginning of the movie he was like worked so hard to escape, and then it's like, hey, I just outrun him. Like, why were you concerned?
Right.
Like, if this is the best, which made me really feel confident. So this is the best you can do. Are these two cats who just fall, and all I could hear was a fresh maker. So yeah, all right,
right. All right, let's bring it back. So, all right, Brian, I think we're good on Last of Us. I do have a question for you though.
Give it to me, bro.
All right, so what other? Because I know from Xbox we got the amazing Halo show.
Sure.
Yeah. Watch our episodes of Pre-Venge of the Nerds. And see what we really think about Halo. It
wasn't the worst show ever.
It wasn't.
It just wasn't what we expected.
Especially, it was like if you just go like episodes 1, 3, and 9.
Yeah. Really.
1, 3, 6, 9.
Really?
It's like really? Every third episode was fantastic.
I hate to say this, but when you give me Master Chief, here's what I don't want: character development. No. Right? I want Master Chief just shooting guns and taking names. Like, yeah. And again, perfect example of this. Mando, they drew it out. They made us wait through almost the entirety of season 2. Mm-hmm. Master Chief, like the second episode, I think.
I know.
Here's the helmet. Yeah, just let you see who I am. Right. Yep. Whatever. What games would I like to see? Mm-hmm. The obvious one is God of War. That's the obvious.
Well, that's coming to Amazon.
I know.
TV show.
So we take out that. I'm a big fan of first third person RPG. So then I like to go as much as bad as it was. I like a good turn at Prince of Persia. You know what I got? I got the perfect show. I got a perfect game. I want Parappa the Rapper, the TV show.
Yes, absolutely. That would be awesome. That would be fantastic.
If they could give us Cop Rock, give me Parappa the Rapper. Absolutely.
Dude, Mass Effect I think would be awesome.
That would be.
Mass Effect would be awesome. And then, we're getting Super Mario Brothers in about a month.
By the way, a couple of days ago was Super Mario Day. So
March 10th. It was also my mommy's birthday that day.
Hey, nice.
Happy birthday, Mom. And what would be so we hit Nintendo. You know what? Also, there is something that I'm surprised we have not gotten yet.
Okay.
Zelda.
Right.
I mean Zelda. Right. I mean Metroid.
Yes.
Metroid it would be pretty darn awesome.
Metroid would be very good.
Keep on Ghosts and Goblins. Let's keep on hitting on Castlevania. I mean, we got the anime show, but
can you give us Duck Hunt?
That'd be so cool. Did you know that you could control the duck?
I found that later. You could control the duck. I feel like I wasted so many hours of my childhood.
Right.
You know what they should, and I mean this. This is actually a movie they should do. Turn Mike Tyson's Punch-Out into an actual movie.
Yeah. And get Mike Tyson. I bet you do.
That's what my thing. Like, exactly. Maybe it's like, you get this, you basically you have Tyson playing a fictionalized version of himself, so we haven't had the incident, keep the face tat, and you've got the kind of the young Joe, anybody fighter. You do it very over the top, tongue in cheek, almost shoot in the style of like a Speed Racer where everything is bigger than life. And he's got to fight his way up to get to Tyson. Like, I think that would be, and somehow I want Seth Rogen as King Hippo.
Dude, he's good. He's John Cena's Bebop, and he's Rocksteady.
See?
Yeah, I mean, so Seth Rogen's in the mutant TMNT Mutant Man. You know who else is a voice in that?
Who else?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Giancarlo Esposito, yes.
Did I do good?
You got it. Everybody's, by the way, everybody wants this guy to be the new Professor X. If anybody hits a hashtag not my Professor X, go away. But Bradley, I know we're getting short on time for our quickie, but I got to take us back to last night. Did you watch the Oscars?
I didn't.
So our boy Ki-Hu Kwan won for.
Saw that.
Yes, and his speech was tremendous. But also, if I don't know if you saw who gave out the Oscar for Best Picture, which was Harrison Ford. So you got that great moment, and there's lots of pictures on social media that show Indy hugging Short Round, and then Harrison Ford hugging Ki-Hu Kwan, and it's just amazing. And you saw in there with Steven Spielberg being in the audience for casting him in the Indiana Jones movies and all that. Just very proud. And again, this guy who you haven't seen his speech. His speech was tremendous of not giving up on your dreams. Your dreams are what you got to treasure those with everything you have. And going back to the Golden Globes, and it's easy to make fun of child stars of who we would call one-hit wonders. By the way, I'm a no-hit wonder. I would love to be a one-hit wonder. But from the person side, which you sometimes forget, these are people. What it feels like. It feels like your absolute best days, because they've been documented, were when you were 14 years old. And everything that you do fails in comparison to that. And then to actually have that dream realized 30 some odd years later, winning an Oscar, and Brendan Fraser as well was just in Encino Man. Yes. Yeah.
He looks really good.
Bring
on a new Mummy movie.
Thank you. And, okay. Only you bring back Rachel Weisz.
I mean,
only if you got it. No, I'm not doing this whole the Dragon Warrior thing or the where they was at. Who played it? Was it Kate Beckinsale?
No, was it Kate Beckinsale?
It was not her. It was not Rachel Weisz.
But she was only in it for like one scene, wasn't it? And then it was the brother.
Yeah.
I believe.
I haven't
watched it very much.
Yeah, it just. It was again just I lost so much. I wanted to enjoy that so much, and you can't switch it out. But anyway, so yeah, I think it's time to bring. That would be great. to bring that back. But then the other piece of it is you got to give me the actual who we want to see. You got to give me the folks that we want to see. But Dragon Emperor, I just went to the page, and it is actually. Is it really? I think it says it was. I'm sorry, I'm just double checking this. The cast though is, Maria Bello.
That's right. I remember that now. Yeah,
with the dark really hair.
Bad accent too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
She is almost never a brunette.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really just want to, you know what? Give me Coyote Ugly. That's what we need a Coyote Ugly sequel. That's what we need.
Diablo, man. I mean, she's been on Yellowstone now, but
yep.
Going back to Brendan Fraser. Here's what they need to do. They're going to need to reboot The Mummy with Brendan Fraser as the adventure, and then make Brendan Fraser the glue that goes through all of the Universal
they were
monsters.
trying to do it. When they tried to do it with Tom Cruise,
There it is.
Yes.
That's what you need to do. Hey, hire us. We're not too expensive.
I would love it if they give us a really good werewolf. I don't know why. I think Colin Farrell would make an amazing werewolk.
Oh, dude, that would be good.
I just think, and let her keep the Irish accent. Let her keep the brogue.
Yeah, make it an Irish. Make it like an Irish folklore thing,
right?
Or something,
right? Absolutely.
And then you get the European with the vampire and everything, and
and depending on how Nick Cage does in Renfield, bring him in as Dracula in another universe too.
Dude, I am so looking forward to Renfield.
As am I.
Dude, we'll have to go with that.
Absolutely, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So as we're finishing up, I got two quick questions for you. Then we'll close out.
Sure.
With Last of Us, favorite episode?
Man, the giraffes almost did it for me, but I'm honestly gonna say the first one.
Really?
Man, like it was such a good start to me. I thought. I mean, 3. 3, like that's like
the one that everybody cried in.
Yeah, but I almost don't want to say that because I mean it almost did. Yes, it was great and amazing, and it was a piece of art in this other piece of art. But it almost feels like that's something different, almost, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? I take that back. What was the one where I think it was the 2 episodes ago where Joel was stabbed and Ellie was sewing them back together and
left behind. Yep.
Right, because she was just fantastic in that. So I'm gonna go with that one. So what is that? I think 7.
That was episode 7.
Yeah. What about you?
As much as I would like to say, for all the things that you said, but for me, it is long time, episode 3. Just by the fact that I can't let it go. It is just so awesome. And I mean, when Emmy Awards come around, if Nick Offerman does not get some type of nomination, I mean, it was just done so well. I just loved everything about that. And it really, I think every episode got Joel thinking about what does life mean and how much his life really won't have any value without Ellie. So that's where she becomes really more than the mission. She really is all of humanity. She's everybody's hope, everybody's dream, and what love that was left for him for his daughter. Totally, she starts to inherit a lot of that. So again, I would love to say it's not episode 3, but Ocular Perspiration and all, to me, it's completely episode 3.
And episode 3 could almost be its own movie.
Yes.
I mean, if it was 20 minutes longer, it could have just been a movie that took place it fit into the show.
Yes.
And it would have been one. I mean, it was great. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it was fantastic. I mean, I remember watching it. I wasn't expecting what I was watching.
Sure.
But I wasn't complaining. at all. As a matter of fact,
Right.
I was glued. I was like, because 2 episodes down, they're building everything up, and I'm like, yes, I want to see some violence. And then we got this amazing, wonderful, well-told love story, and
And yeah,
yeah, episode 3 of Last of Us is going to go down as one of the greatest television episodes, probably in history.
I know so many people that were not watching The Last of Us because, again, it. They're not zombies, but it's a zombie show, right? It's a
Yeah,
post-apocalyptic show. It's got a lot of violence. It's got all those things that it wasn't their cup of tea. But so many people were told, you at least got to watch the 3rd episode. That
yeah.
became fans of the show because of that episode, because that made them want to watch more and more and more of it. I mean, and you've seen that with various episodes. So I gotta, number one, give them lots of credit, and they crafted a product, they crafted a TV show that actually resonates and so much more in how those episodes are played out. So without a doubt, I mean, it was just done so well. So that leads me to my final question for you, sir. How many shots are we giving it? How many beardies are we giving it?
Oh, so episode or show?
Let's do the full show, and then we'll do the episode.
Sure, absolutely. It'll be easy. It's gonna be a 5 on both. Season 1, 5. It's gonna probably be in my. I would. There has to be a lot of good shows come out if it's not in my top 5.
I'm about to say we're gonna struggle this coming winter when we do our top 5 countdown, because right now, I mean, I'm thinking of the shows so far that have come out in 2023. Already, it's got to be this and Picard so far, and then you've got 1923.
Yeah.
By the way, I'll revisit this for our podcast for the Lardinger show. Have you watched the show on Disney Plus about W Power? Have you watched that? It's 4 episodes, and it really takes a deep dive look at some of the most prominent female characters in the MCU to align with International Women's Day.
Cool.
It is done so, especially with you having daughters. Because it actually talks about how so many of the shows were the way that they handle, which watching as they explained WandaVision, and why WandaVision was not only the core subject matter of WandaVision, but just the different touches each episode had, was fantastic. Do a deep dive on the Dora Milaje. So one episode is dedicated to Wanda. One episode is dedicated to Captain Marvel. One episode is dedicated to Gamora and it's Gamora.
Nebula.
No, not Nebula. It is 4 episodes. It's Gamora, Wanda / Scarlet Witch. I think the Women of Wakanda. That's the first one. So they look at Queen Ramonda, Shuri, Nakima, and especially the Dora, which is just very, very cool. Very, very cool, sir. So, so I think we may have buried the needle on awesomeness so far.
I think so. So the reason why I haven't is because I started playing a little game called Hogwarts Legacy.
My friend. All right.
And yeah, dude, I started this weekend, and I've been sneaking like, I can play for like 15 minutes. yeah, man. But I'm definitely gonna check it out. I think I'm gonna have Leia watch it this week while she's home from school.
It's perfectly open for individuals of all ages. I think the show is actually rated G, and it's also the producer of it is actually Zoe Saldana. So
cool.
not only is Gamora featured in one of the episodes, but Zoe Saldana is a real force behind it, which I think is absolutely phenomenal as well, man. So again, if you have women in your life that whether they're into the nerd verse that we are or not, it's really worth just taking a little bit of your time and checking it out. Because again, all the episodes are extremely powerful, and the Women of Wakanda and the Captain Marvel are probably my 2 favorites. But again, Disney Plus pushing out great content over and over and over again.
Agree. All right, Brian, where can we find you?
As always, you can find me on the Book of Faces Facebook at Brian Stephen Dennis. Feel free to give me a like, give me a follow, give me a friend request. We always try to keep it light and funny. And if you think that I'm not super annoying on the podcast, come join me on Facebook. We'll have a good time together.
Yes, you can message me on Facebook as well at The Fandemic, or get a hold of me on TikTok at Fandemic1. You can also, if you want to support the show, there are several ways to do so. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/The Fandemic. If you do so, Brian and I will toast you
100%.
or roast you on the next episode. Patreon, patreon.com/PVOTN Fandemic. Become an episode assistant, an episode producer, a pre-venge producer like Stacy, or become part of the con yourself. Yes, you could be part of the con of the Council of Nerds. Starting at $5 a month. All right, you can also just go to PayPal, Venmo at Bradley Butan, or just share the show with someone you want to make a little more awesome. Don't forget to leave. Don't forget to keep the conversation alive in the comments and leave a 5-star review. Brian, how do we end every episode?
As always, thank you for joining us and leveling up your awesome. We really hope we've been the best part of your week. This show is always the best part of mine. Please remember that no matter what happens, even when you're faced with the option of, let's say, going under your parents' bed, finding that box and slowly pulling it out. When you lift the lid, see things you will never unsee again. Remember, no retreat, no surrender, and Goonies. Just like everywhere, all at once, never say die.
Love it. We're all playing the same game in life, just on a different level. Thanks for catching up. You're welcome for leveling up your awesome. Live free or die empty. If you think about it, every time you feel stupid, you just got a little smarter. And squirrels' cheeks are also their nut sacks. Have a great night.